Hey guys, today I would like to talk about Drytron and its new support and why you should not play a list like this and more a list like this. Um, so, uh, as said, Drytron is getting new support in Infinite Forbidden uh, in the form of a new level 1 monster, which is called Drytron New 2. You can basically treat this thing as the popular of Drytron simply because if you control a Drytron card, this includes also the field spell for some reason, you can special summon this card, and then you can add yourself on when this card is special summoned, you can add a Drytron monster from your deck to your hand, except itself. Also, if you special summon it via its own effect, it would get banished when it leaves the field. So one thing you want to really do with this thing is overlay it into Mubeta Fafnir or into any other Link 1 of your choice. And in general, that is what you want to do with them. And the other card that you're getting as support is Alpha Draconits. The nice thing about the support is that it discourages players from playing degenerate Chaos Max turn skips or weird lines that like give you like basically a pseudo FTK. Of course, this deck still can do it even under that effect, but it's way harder. And in all honesty, it's probably more efficient to not do it and instead play the game a little bit more fairly, simply due to all of the gas and versatility that this engine now provides with the new cards. So if we go over it here, and yeah, the other thing that this deck gets, as said, is Drytron Meteonis Alpha Draconets. This thing is basically Appaloosa on crack. It's 2 monster negates while it's on field by banishing Drytrons from your graveyards to match or exceed the attack that the monster has that you want to negate. So, for example, if you want to negate a Bestial, you will need to banish Drytrons worth 4,000 attack. So either the ritual monster or 2 smaller names to resolve this effect and negate. And the other thing, this card's negates are per copy. So if you like summon this back, it regains its negates. And the last thing is this thing floats into any 4,000 attack ritual monster, except one specific monster. And I think it's kind of funny that it doesn't do that. It cannot float into Albazoa because Albazoa can only be ritual summoned via Dogmatic Calamity or Dogmatica cards. And the condition to special summon a ritual monster from your deck with 4K is treated as a ritual summon, and therefore it cannot summon Albazoa. So your only targets, if we look at ritual monsters with 4,000, is Chaos Max, and the Drytron monsters. And I don't think you want to summon Chaos Max because Chaos Max kind of sucks. And in general, you already have like your ultimate conductor Tyranno in form of Meteonis Draconids. So that is what you have to know about the new support. The new support allows Drytron Nova to be a 1-card combo that ends on a Link 2 or a Synchro 7, and this Alpha Draconids with 2 negates live. But there's even more fancy stuff you can do. And let's go back to the Giga Greedy DOM list. Something, shoutouts to Yassine here. There is this combo where you can technically end on a Secret Village of the Spellcasters and Jaugen. But let us be honest, this combo will never resolve in a normal game state. So it's like not worth main decking this combo, and also it uses like 4 slots in your extra deck, which, to be honest, is not the worst thing ever, but in my opinion, I don't like it. I really don't like that it does that, and that it eats two main deck slots. It's just not worth it. You're you're better off playing something simpler like Vanity's Ruler, and therefore I side the Vanity's Ruler right now. And as said, play a little bit more of a balanced game. As you see, I have teched even more Drytron cards. There is a specific one called Drytron Asterism, as you see here. This is a quick play that during the main phase you can target a Drytron or a Ritual Monster, and it will lose 1000 attack, and you target a monster that your opponent controls, and you destroy the monster that your opponent controls. Simply the fact that this is a spell trap interruption that is pretty generic is very good for this deck, simply because this deck has a massive issue when facing cards like Dark Ruler or Droplet. So like spell cards that you cannot respond to. And by diversifying your interruptions by playing non-engine, which actually does something on your opponent's turn, and playing cards like this Drytron Asterism, you can enable that you still don't die even though your opponent draws all the non-engine ever. And that's in general what I like about the new support, that it enables you to play more Drytron and less degenerate turn skip block, whatever. And I'll showcase what my current findings are with this deck right now. So if we go here into solo mode, first of all, we can go over the alpha zeta combo that I will consider. There are two of them that I might consider to do. So first of all, there is the greedy and the not so greedy version. Let's do the not greedy one. So alpha tribute zeta, search Benton. The main issue with all Drytron combos is 99% of them lose to Droll. And there's not much you can do about it except for playing like crossouts or instant fusion or called by. And in general, it's kind of sad that it's like this. So in the non-greedy combo, you go here for diviner send, add yourself a Saravas, and then you overlay these two for Mubeta Fafnir. Mubeta is going to foolish yourself Drytron New 2. New 2 is going to special summon itself, searching you a Drytron monster. In this case, we're searching Alpha Draconids. And then you activate Meteorus Drytron, detach. Special this. Effect, target Mewtwo to add back. Very important, you would want to summon this monster in this zone. And then you can go here for a Dawn Dragster. This is if you fear hand traps overall, because it will allow you to play around one Imperm, which is pretty damn good. And if the Saravas stays in your hand, you have a ritual monster that you can tribute, even if your complete board gets broken. And I like this in general, as in like an insurance policy. You could have 3 extra non-engines, so like, okay, that's funny that we draw 3 non-engine. Yeah, if you had 3 extra non-engine, you can back up your board by doing this, and it's really, really solid. It kind of reminds me of Voiceless, of how defensive this combo is. It's of course not the strongest. You only get like 2 monster negates and a spell trap negate, and you kind of sacrifice the new 2 follow-up. But in all honesty, it's okay. If you live that turn, it's good, and then you have enough follow-up to win, and you like play around an imperm. So if we then I can now showcase the greedy combo with Alpha Zeta. So let me reset my hand. As you see, I built my deck to draw as much non-engine as possible while still being able to combo most of the time. Of course, this deck will brick a little bit more than your average Drytron deck, but it is a cost that I am willing to pay due to the best deck being non-engine. And in all honesty, it's been working pretty well because people disrespect the amount of hand traps or non-engine that Drytron is able to play. And in general, that is kind of good. So in this situation, Diviner Send Arclight, in this case, does not search the Saravas, but instead searches the Alpha Draconids. Then you overlay here for Mubeta Fafnir. The weakness, of course, is that you lose to 1 imperm with this if you do this combo and don't have the extender. And like even if you do have the extender, it's kind of rough. So in this case, New2 goes to add, and we are going to add ourselves the Ultimate Bright Knight Ursatron Alpha, the honorary Drytron / Ursa Arctic monster. You special this because you control a Drytron, and it searches you on summon in the summon chain, so you cannot imperm this. You can imperm New2. It searches you Drytron Fafnir. Drytron Fafnir adds you, in this case, a Drytron Nova. Then you go Drytron Nova, special yourself Delta. Then you can synchro summon using Delta to go for Dondraxter. And then you're going to activate Delta, tributing the Ultimate Bright Knight. You're going to reveal Meteonus Drytron. And you're going to draw a card. What I misplayed here is that I could have way earlier done the Ritual Summon here for Mu Beta. Like even before the new 2 summon, I could have done the Ritual Summon. So if I intend on doing this, I would have this at 4,000 attack and add back the Meteonus Drytron, and then you still get the draw for Delta, and then you overlay the Delta for another Mu Beta. So in this case, you end on 2 spell trap negates, you end on on 2 monster negates, and you end on Drytron Fafnir, which is really awkward for your opponent if they play a Synchro or Xyz strategy, because if they summon anything, like for example, if you play against Tenpai and they summon a Chandra, and like they normal summon Chandra, then you can say, okay, Drytron Fafnir effect, make Chandra a level 3, and then suddenly they can't really play the game because their tuner is a level 3, and they like need a spell trap negate. I mean, they need like Sangan Kaiman to break the board then. So like keeping Drytron Fafnir is actually pretty big. And the other thing that is pretty big, as said, is if let's say you get entirely hand looped and everything goes to graveyards, and you just keep the Drytron Fafnir. What you can do if your board gets broken like this is because you control Drytron Fafnir, you control a Drytron card. And because you control a Drytron card, you can get new 2. New 2 adds Gamma. Then you can do Alpha Tribute New 2. I mean Alpha Tribute Gamma. Alpha adds you Meteonus Draconids or Saravas. And then you're basically in Wombo combo heaven. You get to add back the Meteonus Drytron by targeting the Alpha. And then you get to extend like into Oblivion. So like special. And that's in general what you could do. And then you can like overlay these two for for the third move beta, which is why I play 3. And then you can go here for Metus Alpha Draconids. Meteonus Draconids. And this is game on board. So this is just off of, like, your top deck gets looped, and you have just Drytron Fafnir and new 2 in your grave, and your regular setup in your graveyard. And it generally allows you just to OTK because this thing is Ultimate Conductor Tyranno, and then you have 4,000 extra damage to back it up. And yeah, in general, that is pretty good. And this is also an interruption on your opponent's turn. It's a send of cards, which is great. And as said, you still have Fafnir to mess with XCs and synchro strategies. So yeah, that is basically an option. The last thing I will show is the average 1-card combo that this deck pulls off, which we, by the way, opened here. So let's say this non-engine that we opened. It doesn't matter that we opened it. We don't need a discard in this deck, which is definitely positive. So like what you could do here is if your opponent like tries to negate it, you can you can droplet your hand and do your thing. New 2 in this case adds Alpha. You tribute new 2 for Alpha, and Alpha adds you Benton. Then you can special summon new 2 out of your graveyard because it was not summoned with its summoning condition. Overlay for Mu Beta. You send Zeta. Then you can tribute Benton, special Zeta. Then you get yourself your ritual spell, and you get yourself your Benton. Search, which is going to go for Diviner the Herald. Normal Diviner, send Arclight. Arclight effect is going to search you Meteonus Alpha Draconids. And then you ritual summon here. Sadly, this plays into Imperm. I mean, not Imperm. Of course it plays into Imperm. It's a 1-card combo. But it plays into Nibiru. So this is 6th summon. It doesn't go early. It doesn't work earlier. But as you see, like, we can convert this into the 1 spell negate, 2 monster negate thing that we had before. And we have 4 names that we could banish. Our goal is to maximum banish 3 because we want to keep new 2 access. And like the 1-card combo is either opening Nova or Fafnir, so that is pretty damn solid. And one thing extra, because you stayed so long, I'm going to showcase you when you draw no Drytrons, but draw Instant Fusion and level 1 hand trap, what you can do from there. So let us shuffle our entire hand to the deck and showcase the power of Instant Fusion and Draw and Lockbird. So Instant Fusion, pay 1,000. You're going to summon yourself the Millennium Eyes Restrict. Normal summon Droll and Lockbird. The bad thing about this combo is if you play against a hand trap deck, you cannot allow yourself to do it. You would better be off just keeping the Droll in hand. But if you play against like Branded, you kind of are forced to do those. So I will just showcase what you can do by doing this. Send U2. U2 special summon. You're going to add yourself Ultimate Bright Knight Ursatron Alpha. And then you special summon Alpha. Alpha gets you to add Drytron Fafnir, and Drytron Fafnir gets to add you, in this case, you could either add Asterism or Drytron Nova. depending on what you want. But I would suggest Drytron Nova. You activate Nova. You special summon. In this case, I would say you special yourself an alpha. And then you can, or no, you're not special summoning an alpha. You're special summoning. Let me think what it was. I am not too familiar with this combo, but it exists. So let me quickly think. There was a way to get to level 1s on field. Oh yeah, right. I think it was like this. Special actually no, it was special summon alpha. And then you link off these two for IP Masquerena. And then you tribute this for alpha. Alpha effect adds you Cyber Angel Benton. And then you can overlay for Fuko. Alternatively, if you what you could also have done instead of adding the Benton, you could also here also go for Gamma, and then you attribute the Mubeta and special summon it back via Gamma, and then you overlay. So you get an IP SP play, and you get your Fugo to survive the turn. So if your board gets like outed, so let's say Fuko activates its effect, and you IP SP banish something from your opponent. Your follow-up is going to be the Mewtwo in graveyard, the Gamma, and that is actually enough to play the entire game, if we want to be honest. So like, as long as Fafnir sticks, you can special summon out the Mewtwo. Mewtwo is going to search yourself the Alpha. Then you can banish this. Tributes for Alpha. Alpha is going to search you Benton. Then activate Gamma, tributes Benton, special out this and this. Benton is going to search you for Diviner of the Herald. Overlay for Mubeta. Mubeta effect is going to send you a Zeta. Normal summon Diviner. Effect. Send Arclight. Arclight effect. Adds you normal Draconids. Then tribute this for Zeta. And get yourself the Ritual spell access. Then you synchro summon into Dawn Dragster for 2,100 attack. And then you can go like this. And then special summon back the Metus Alpha Draconids. So this is like turn 3. So like this is game on board. You have a spell trap negate. You have a send 2, and the Fuko is still a little bit annoying. So in general, that is what you could do if you do the weird no Drytron combo. Yeah, so in general, if we look at the deck itself, as you see, I play 43 cards, and 11 board breakers, 13 non-engine in total. If you want to count Asterism, it's 14. But Asterism is technically engine, and Asterism is really nice for the situation where you draw like access to Ursatron Alpha, but also already Drytron Nova, and like you would like to resolve a Zeta or something. Then your third add could be, instead of adding a Nova, you could add an Asterism against matchups where you need the Asterism. And or if you just want to bolster your board a little bit more and you're sure that you get follow-up, that is in general a good option. All in all, if I want to tier this deck, I think this is a tier 2 deck, tier 2.5 if the format becomes a draw format, because as said, it has absolute issues with draw. Bad matchups for this deck are specifically Fiend Link, because it's a board breaker deck, and the Ritual Beast deck because it's plays Shifter, and Ulti Reira Tauri stops you from activating Drytron effects, which is also why we play 6 ways to negate that monster. All in all, good deck. I would suggest that you at least look into it for preparing for your WCQ season for your nationals. And I will probably be considering this deck amongst the decks that I would like to take to the European nationals. And anyways, see you guys.